Okay, I thought I'd talk a little bit about cam locks, and I guess I got some other tools laying here too I can go over a little bit. The cam lock, to me, one of the most important tools that you want to have is this drill guide. Cam locks are different than nut plates. The spacing, I don't know why they couldn't have standardized stuff, but they didn't. They don't anyway. Maybe some vendors do. But this is our cam lock tool. So it's got some little pins, and where you want to start is make sure you're drilling, when you drill the pilot holes, when you've got your top cowl, for instance, laid over things, and you're going to drill a Cleco hole. On this Ultra Cruiser I was doing, I drilled them 1/8 inch because I thought the pin guide was 1/8 inch. It's not. On the 632, it's 3/32, which I made work out okay, but that's where you want to start. So my pilot hole should have been 3/32. So assuming that this is your pilot hole on your tank cover, for instance, that goes down through the, the top cowl that goes down through the tank cover, it goes through both parts. So once you got your tank cover all Clecoed down, you can take it back off, and now you want to install the cam locks. So you take that pilot hole that you had, and the first step you can see is you put the guide in that hole and you drill this side. Now determine what orientation you want and try to be consistent. If you can, I like it so that the slots, when the screws line up, they're lined up all the same direction, just so when you're taking it on and off you can help remember. And on the fastener, the slot is the same direction as the slot winds up the same direction as the head of the screw. So anyway, so we're going to drill that hole there. We're going to flip it over. Now we're going to put both pins in, and we're going to drill this hole. So that gives us our spacing for everything. Next, what we're going to do is, so we got the 3 holes. We're going to open this up now to our rivet size for the base. Now these were originally 3/32. It should have stayed that way, but some of them I had were drilled out to 1/8 inch, so I drilled them all out to 1/8 inch. So the body of this tool, or the connector, it only takes about a 5/16 hole to get this through and connected. The problem is you want that hole at least as large as this clearance here, because when you're taking it on and off, it's going to be catching all the time. So this happens to be about 3/8 of an inch. I use a step bit for that. Put a tape on it, drill down, I got them all the same. So we got the holes, we got the center hole out. Now since these are all going to be flush, we got to dimple the rivet holes. So there's a lot of ways to dimple. Probably the most economical way to dimple is this little tool. It goes in your pop rivet gun. You can see the male and female part of the dimple die. You just put it through the hole, put it in your pop rivet tool, and squeeze it. Pretty simple. The quicker way I like to use when I can, when it reaches. Now this is good if it's in an area that you don't have reach enough to get another tool to, or this is the most universal tool. It will work everywhere, basically. So highly recommend. I almost think these should come in the kits. I don't know if they do or not. I don't know if they come in the hardware packages or not, but simple tool to do that. This is from Aircraft Tool Supply. Dimple dies in the modified vice grip, obviously. I put the tape on there so they don't fall out. And basically you just find the hole, squeeze it, and you got it dimpled. Pneumatic tools, if you're in production and you can run them across the tool, those are great, but really not necessary for building an Ultra Cruiser. So once it's dimpled, size the hole, we take our receptacle and rivet it in. Flush rivets, and you're all set. Now the other side of the cam lock, the stud, I'll show you here on this one. I've done a few of, I guess. So to put the thing in, you got to get the 1/4 inch hole. You measure the body of the stud, 1/4 inch, and you got to squeeze it a little bit to get that hooked in there, the pins through, and then it'll go right in. Okay? And a 1/4 inch hole. I like them snug so they don't bounce around. So comes through, you take the little retaining washer, I'm sure it has a name. Those are it. And you press it over the top of the stud. So if you line them up, they go on there. Couple ways to do that. They make a tool for it, which I've never had a lot of luck with. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to squeeze it on there. I ended up making another tool that I think works just as well, maybe even better. And that's just a piece of tubing with a slot in it. The slot is there to go over the pins. You get your hammer and you just tap it down on there. So that's the Camloc stud and receptacle. Pretty simple, straightforward.